We got game week 15. It's here, kicking off December with a bang. Game week 14 had nothing but midweek matches. We're going to dive into some of those reactions today, but mainly predicting and previewing 5 of the biggest matchups of game week 15. If you're brand new to the channel, do me a quick favor. Like the video down below. Subscribe to Goals TV for more weekly Premier League content. As usual, joined by Maxi Gaming, Barca Boy 103, Austin Forbes, all here today to help me make these picks, man, to help me break down game week 15. Let's check in on how game week 14 went for all of us. It was an interesting week. Nobody went perfect. I know Hopkins only won with that, and there's his little gold check mark to solidify it. Nice shiny one, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
so
I think I got one right.
Max had you had the most draws 2 weeks in a row, bro. What happened? You're feeling draws?
I feel like it's like midweek. I don't know. Like, I feel like a short week. People are resting. Like today, Spurs. Almost.
Yeah.
And the one draw that happened, you didn't pick.
Yeah, we didn't really have the picks going for that one draw that happened. But yeah, 2 weeks in a row is kind of light on draws.
Can we talk about this Austin remontada? Holy.
Yeah, he came back into it, bro.
With 2 0s out of 5 as well.
Yeah, he's in there. It's kind of weird, bro. Exact same record, but Austin's got 2 0-5s mixed in there somewhere. I'm either super mid or
you just probably had a couple 1 out of 5, and he's just kind of like a couple 4s. That's probably it.
Yeah, it evens out. But damn, bro, Hopkins in there minimum with a 4-game lead on all of us, like a 10-game lead on Max. All right, Max, let's stay away from the draws this coming week, bro. We'll keep this thing moving, man. But Max has been getting the trivia questions right. He does kind of own that section of the show. Let's see if he keep that train rolling. All right, guys, this one's 3. All right, a top 3 question. These 3 players are tied for the highest scoring defender in the Premier League this season.
You want one player or 3?
3. They're all tied for first.
Oh, really? Well, Gabriel, Virgil, and
I don't think Virgil would be there.
I haven't watched a ton of Liverpool. Has he scored a decent amount for Liverpool this season?
I don't think.
I think
they've been more in the UCL than the Premier League.
He scored.
Gabriel.
Gabriel game, I think.
Gabriel, I'm pretty sure is one.
He's definitely one. Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind. But
Gavardio might be one.
I feel like we're working together on this now because everyone just giving each other answers.
Hey, we each say a player, and then
all right. I mean, if you want to do it that way, go for it, bro. I guess, but Max got Gabriel.
I got Gavardio there.
I said Gabriel first, so Austin's cooked.
I said Gavardio, so get off.
That is true.
I've been trying to swoop in and get Gavardio. All right, fair enough.
I try.
As a city agenda,
Give me my player, man.
Interesting. The convenience.
I know, right? When I want it, I need it.
I like it. We need a third, guys. I'll let you guys do it as a group. I don't care. But we need a third.
It's definitely. I feel like it's definitely Gabriel and Garbio. Like I feel like those are the 2 definitely highest scoring.
It's not James Justin because I think Gabriel's got.
Did he score 2 in that one game though?
Yeah.
I feel like
it's from a mid.
It's gonna be like a mid team, but also gonna be someone.
But he doesn't anymore.
The Gavardio shout from Austin just made like my brain open. I feel like definitely gonna be like some sort of like wing back, because center backs don't score that many. I don't still know any teams that play like with wing backs.
Is it like? I feel like it's gonna be from like a lower team.
Yeah.
Maybe Ashley Young just got a banger free kick the other day. I don't know if he got more than that.
No, he's been in and out.
All right, guys. 30 seconds.
I don't know.
Let's get there. Just throw a name out there, man. Defender. Just think of who scored some goals. Throw a name out there.
Nori. I don't know.
Okay. That's what you guys are going to go with as a group?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Happy to go with that? He's like, sure. Bro, this is like Liam Delap all over again, bro. Like, everyone's like, fuck.
So what are our 3 then? Gabriel,
Gavardio,
and
Nori.
I had Nori from deep.
From deep. And bang!
Oh,
Nori is the
What a call!
What a
What
shot!
a
What a
goal!
shot!
What a
We have to say this now. Wait. I think
What?
Austin here deserves a point. He said 2 out of
Yeah,
3.
Austin deserves that point.
Give him the points. Give him the points.
Absolutely
Oh,
deserves.
man.
It. What a
Give him the
fucking
points.
shout!
That was
Make that
crazy,
make
bro.
that the cover of this video, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
an
I'm out.
insane
I'm out.
Bro,
Yeah,
when I
rewind.
Drop the
heard him
mic,
say
Austin.
it took everything in me not to laugh or not to smile. I was like, all right, just let's just see if they
What a
lock this in.
fucking shout!
People
Yeah,
Holy,
missing
bro, so-
DreamWorks.
All right,
Gabriel
all right, it's been real,
Gavardio,
guys. Have
Nuri.
fun. Yeah.
oh my god!
You know, if you
You're
think about
saying,
it,
you're
Austin,
saying.
Austin probably got all 3 out of 3 because he's probably going to see Gabrielle. He pulled
Yeah,
him
he
out.
yeah,
would.
he would have gotten all
Yeah.
three.
That's what I'm saying. It's good that you guys gave it to him. He definitely deserves it. But yeah, in this order: Gabriel Gavardio, Ryan Nuri. So all tied at 3 goals apiece, which is kind of crazy. The Nuri shout. That's from deep.
And I said it's going to be a
That's
win
it.
back.
Yeah, that's from deep.
I'll
That's
take minor
crazy.
credits for that.
Not a lot of
Minor
positives for Wolves, but they do have a defender tied for the highest score. So
Hey, I
Yeah.
think
He's
the
about
match
to
this
be-
week is
Manager's about to be gone.
one of the managers
El
about to be
Sakiko.
gone.
El Sakiko. Yeah. It's coming, bro. It's coming. All right, guys. First match of the day. Let's get into it. Selhurst Park is where we're going. They're hosting now 4th place Manchester City. Big win for Pep and the citizens, right? The 3-0 win. They needed this, bro. Absolutely needed it. Max was very hopeful for a draw. It kind of looked that way in the first 15, maybe, but like,
I saw KDB. I said I'm cooked.
Dave, Chris
I
Wood.
literally said in the group chat.
well, I said when it was no Foden, I kind of thought like this is weird. Like, all right,
I said,
Foden's not
I'm
going to play.
cooked. I already took the L when I saw.
If
If
I
Chris
saw
Wood
KDB
scored, you never
starting.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Wood, who has outscored Darwin Nunez each of the last 3 seasons, by the way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. With Palace, did anybody watch that game? They 1-0 against Ipswich.
I watched a little bit
Max
of
and
it.
I's Boyd though turning up yet again.
I did watch it because I know the night before I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So I was like, good chance to watch because no one else is really playing today. So I watched a little bit of it. And he did absolutely nothing. So I was like,
No, he didn't. I mean, to be fair, they didn't really do much as a
No, they
unit that
didn't.
day. As they looked decent, Matera got on the score sheet, right? It wasn't that, right?
Yeah, it was
he's,
like that.
he's just getting ready for that Arsenal game.
Shut the fuck up.
This is about the time from last year when he went on a run.
Exactly.
But the difference was last year's new manager bounced. That doesn't happen twice, right? That doesn't. That's not how teams work. Like
No, I'm telling you
relax,
that. Oh, they play Arsenal back to back. Oh,
Yeah. That's what you were saying. He's scoring 3 goals in 2 games.
Oh, give me
yeah.
that. Give me that.
I would probably buy Jose Armatacho kit.
You know what, man? It's fine.
We'll go halfsies. Max, we'll go halfsies on it.
I'll entertain the hallucinations as long as you guys want to. But at the end of the day, the reality is they are hosting Manchester City this week. I know we've talked a lot on this show about the upset potential that Selhurst Park poses. I don't know if that's happening this time around.
City kind of if KDB's playing, City kind of got a little bit more mojo against at least lower
Yeah.
sides.
I don't know, man. I feel like
Bigger-
Selhurst
bigger-
Park is one of the most dangerous places to go for big teams. And
But
it's
doesn't this year
consistent.
feel different? I feel like Palace
This
is
year,
not
I
super
feel
threatening.
like this Palace team is hot garbo.
I
They
don't know.
feel
I'm gonna
hard,
actually
man.
check their record against the big teams at home. They drew with Newcastle. They beat
Mhm.
Spurs. They nearly lost to Liverpool 1-0. I think it was like an early goal as well. They drew with Chelsea. They announced that at Tipper Bridge. They drew with United 0-0. So I mean, the only team that beat them in a big game at Selhurst Park this season was Liverpool in a narrow 1-0 victory with the goal coming in like the 9th
Yeah,
minute.
I remember that game actually. I do remember that game.
So
Mhm.
I think Selhurst Park just had different vibes to it. I don't know what it is, but I'm very much leading on the side of a draw in this game because City are not on hot form. Selhurst Park factor as well. It's hard for me to back one of these teams to win. I think City do have momentum on their side now with the win, but again, that 7-game, losing streak or with the 1 draw against Feyenoord, you cannot back them to say they can go win back-to-back games. They're at home in this scenario for sure, different circumstances, but Selhurst probably will be up for it. They know that City is like a little bit vulnerable still. Because then the narrative will be 1 win in 8 games instead of 7 games losing or not winning in a row.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's
I'm
fair.
I'm heavily favoring a draw in this game.
A draw would be crazy, even for out of form City. Just this version. If this was 2020 or even early 2024 Crystal Palace, like if this was January, February, man, I'd back a draw all the way through. I don't know why I thought the Forest game was going to be closer. Maybe that would make me think differently about this out of form City side. But with a convincing 3-0 win, I think it's going to be City again, unfortunately. And they're going to keep things tight. I think I'm going to back City on this one.
I'm going to back City.
Yeah. Austin? Are you muted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was muted. Palace just going to sit back. They can't score goals. They're just going to play into City's hands here. So I think they're going to get beat probably 2-3-0.
Yeah, we'll see. A draw, bro. I'd be so happy if they drew. Like, it would mean everything for the title race from Arsenal's standpoint. So I'm hoping. I'm playing the Hofford card this week. I'll be happy either way, bro. If they if City wins, I'll take the point, and if they drop points at all, I'm happy either way. All right, man. Let's go on to Amorim's men. Manchester United hosting Forest, coming off of the City game, which. Again, away at Old Trafford. I'm not sure if that means that much for this version of Forest. I think every game for them, if they want to stay where they are, is going to be tough and difficult. But they're getting a United side that is coming off of a close, cagey match against Arsenal. Max, watching that game back, or just when you were watching in general, right? Midweek, getting beat by Corner Kick FC. How do you feel like your team performed against what actually happened?
I think it was a pretty competitive match. Like I said in the group chat, up to like the 60th minute.
Yeah.
Obviously the first half we had the ball a lot, but we didn't do much with it. I honestly think that was the strategy, or at least for the first half, because the way he set up was just to really press the shit out of Arsenal and to limit Saka as much in the first half. Saka was, to be honest, in the open play. I think we had Saka kind of locked down. To be honest, I think Malacia did a great job. Unfortunately, he's not fit enough to do probably more than what he is doing now. And then having Masri on the left hand side as well to help out. Even though obviously Martinez was hurt, but I think it sucks. I always never want to lose to Arsenal, but I think we did a very good job. I mean, I honestly feel like if this was the little bit of old United, I feel like we just would have been absolutely torched. Like we would have been picked apart, eaten apart. We kept our shape very well, and I mean, yeah, we didn't give up a goal to Arsenal in open play, and this is his fourth game. And honestly, we looked. I hope he sees what the issues are. I mean, obviously he does, but and he's mentioned it. He has said all the right things, and hopefully, obviously, in the summertime of next year, some of this dead weight is going to be gone finally. But to be honest, I'm not like. Typically, I would be really upset, but I feel like I'm not upset. I was actually pretty happy with how we played. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get the result that we wanted. So,
Yeah. I would agree with most of what you said. Watching the game and just solely focusing on United and less so on Arsenal. I think the first half, for both sides, was a discovery first half. I think it's like
Arteta, it was a chess match.
Yeah. Arteta played against Amorim 2 years ago. Remember, we got knocked out by them in the Europa League. So if you think about everything he was thinking about going into this match, I think both managers were just filling each other out. And I think in the second half, the adjustment was to be a little more aggressive with the high press from Arsenal's standpoint. United did the same thing. I think you just ran out of gas. I think you guys were doing the same thing. It's just Arsenal's been doing this for longer, and eventually, the set pieces. I mean, we'll talk about later with Arsenal. I think United, even if you improve that aspect alone of your game, this team's floor goes up quite a bit. Like I think, in all honesty, it wasn't Arsenal being crazy good on the corner kicks. I think there was just also equally a lot of bad defending. That cleaned up. That's different.
I will say the one thing I didn't like was Bruno in the midfield, because
I think Bruno's time's done, bro. I'll be honest.
I don't like Bruno when he plays it, because he's a very reckless player. He'll lose the ball constantly, and that's his position. You cannot lose the ball, and he got bullied in the midfield, absolutely bullied. And the other issue that I saw was that we didn't challenge Kior. Like that's like your weakest defender. We didn't challenge him at all. And I feel like if we would have challenged him a lot more, we would have had a lot better chances. But we just didn't do that. But overall, I honestly think it sucks that we lost, but I'm not crazy upset. I feel like you can see the much more improvement when Ten Hag was here and now Amorim. So,
Are,
it's
are
only
you
it's
happy?
only
Are you happier with Amorim right now than you were with Ten Hag?
I can't say it's too early. Like, yeah, everything looks great, but everything kind of looked. I mean, Ten Hag kind of started off bad when he first got here, and then things kind of picked up. But I'm happy with how fast he was able to get the team kind of adjusted to a different system. But only time will tell. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be like, oh, over the moons that I don't know. I can't be. Has happened way too many times for me to be like too happy about what I see. It's only it's just the right things have to be done in the upcoming year.
Yeah, that's fair. So you guys this weekend think that you bottle up Chris Wood?
Yeah, I think we do. I mean,
They got
I think,
Euro back now, so maybe.
Dude,
yeah.
he's actually fucking huge.
Oh my god,
seeing him walk out there, I was like, holy shit!
And he has
big,
long ass
bro.
legs too, just like fucking Wan-Bissaka, man. That tackle he made was a really nice tackle, man.
Manu and Martinez are back.
We'll be back too, yeah.
On a week rest.
Yeah,
week rest too. So
Manu will be a big help because I'll be honest, I don't know what guys like Bruno and Mount do for this version of United. I think United has like 8 or 9 players it has to really rely upon moving forward. A strong like 8 to 9, and then the other 2 on the field, you take your guess. Like you take your pick on Modim in terms of like who should start.
And can I mention something?
Yeah.
Onana's the best goddamn goalkeeper in the league, man.
Yes, sir. I've been telling you guys this for how long?
Y'all were clowning the shit out of him last year.
Not me.
I was, because honestly, he was bad last year. I mean, if you dispute that, you're not watching football.
Champions League, he was bad. Premier League, he was not that bad.
Bro,
no, Max.
Champions League, he was.
No, he had moments. He had moments. He had more than a few moments in the Premier League. Max, he had more than a few moments in the Premier League, bro. Listen, he's playing great right now, but for the majority of his time, Manchester United, it's been more bad than good.
That has been quite even, to be honest.
Maybe, but the point is, for what he cost, the argument's always been that I just wouldn't have spent the money there. I just don't think it was a great transfer move. You needed a keeper, 1,000%. But
I can tell you right now, if we had to hay up, right now for Amorim, we would not be able to play how he wants to play.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I think the move was fine, right? I just didn't think for what United has spent historically, for how many moves they've gotten wrong in the market, this felt like a risk. 60 million on a keeper, 50 million, whatever it was. And then for the first season that he had to be what it was, I was kind of like,
I would agree. He's the reason why we got knocked out of Champions League. There's no disputing that. He's the sole reason why, because we put up we put up the most goals in group stage history, and to not qualify for the next round, some shit like that.
Crazy, bro.
So
so far this season, I have Onana on my FPL team. I literally do. I 1,000% agree that he's one of the best, if not the best keeper in the Prem this season, 100%. But I'm looking at it holistically, everything. Just got a little more work to do. That's all. I still, of course, being an Arsenal fan, I'll still take Raya over anybody. But at the end of the day, I think the two best keepers in the league, in my opinion, were on display this past game.
Yeah.
Between United and Arsenal. I really believe that.
And another is Delict, how the media was crucifying this man. This man has been one of the best.
He almost scored.
Yeah, he did.
This fucking.
It was.
If
there's a little bit more
save by Raya.
if there was a little bit more pace on the ball because he had to back up.
Yeah,
I think he would have finished that. And he's also another. He has. I think he has. Well, I think actually no, he has more goals than Europe. I think actually than Prem.
Yeah, I mean, look, you guys have some decent pieces. I think United still has to get a lot better. But no matter what, you guys are better than Forest, 100% on.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You should beat this team.
Forest is going at some point, like I've been saying, Forest is going to hit a dry spell, and it's going to start now. So,
well, score. What do you think it's going to be?
I've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, but you're a hater.
You've been saying that since day one, not weeks, bro.
Max and I said it 2 weeks ago when they had their first tough gig. Because we remember on the last few shows that we looked at their run coming up, and this is going to be. They just had a great start to the season. To be fair, I did have them in my relegation zone at the beginning, and I'll hold that L. But they're at a point now where they're not going to be able to nick these big points in key areas. If they got a draw against City or maybe beat City, they definitely have maybe some momentum and confidence on their side to do the same thing against United. But United at home, I think it's their second or third game with Amorim at home, maybe second if I'm not mistaken.
Second Prem
one. Yeah, so
third altogether. Yeah.
I see nothing but United winning this game. I think the only way for us to win this game is if they get a goal early on and then just do what everyone else does and just parks the bus and hopes for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I agree. I think if they do that, it'll be interesting to see how United tries to break that down, because I think that's going to be some of the big things Amorim will have to figure out. Keep in mind, for those who are hating on United back home, I do think a lot of fans treat United a little bit differently when in reality they're going through what almost every other Big Six club has gone through in the last 5-7 years. We've all gone through our rebuilds. I think with Amorim, he hasn't even gotten a full chance to imprint his system yet. He's only gotten training sessions to get them match ready. He hasn't been able to actually work with them tactically yet.
He hasn't even been there for a month yet. It'll be
that's what I'm saying.
And what's worse, he's coming at the worst time where we play literally.
That's why Ten Hag should have been fired in the fucking summer, and that's why he should have been given a whole summer to do what he needed to do. That's why Ineos to me started off on a bad foot already, like from the beginning. I don't know, but that's a conversation for another day. We're all collectively in the United bucket then for United. All right, cool. Let's move into the early Sunday game. I'll be a Cosm, like I said before, last episode for this one. So watching it on the gigantic screen. But a big game for Arsenal, man. Top 6 Fulham. Top 6 Fulham at Craven Cottage, where if anyone remembers last season, this was not only the time of the year, but this was basically the exact part of the schedule where the dip in the title race kind of took place.
Did you draw last year or lose?
We lost both. So both London rivalry games we lost, and sandwiched in between was the Carabao Cup exit to Liverpool. Yeah. So lost to Fulham, lost to West Ham.
But in between, 2-1, 2-0.
2-1.
It was 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it was just a weird game. It felt off from the beginning. If anybody remembers that game, no crazy red cards or anything like that. It's just dude, wasn't Decordova-Reid still on Fulham?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, dude, Bobby was feeling himself. I mean, the energy within Craven Cottage was crazy, and we just, I don't know, we were flat from the very beginning.
Can you get that, Bobby, please?
Seriously, bro.
He almost scored.
A different Decordova-Reid. He was built diff last season. But yeah, bro, it's I don't know. I'm fearful of this match. I'm gonna be nervous for this one. I still believe it's one of those games that we should win on paper 100%. I do believe we're the better team, but you can argue that a weaker Fulham last year beat us, and they've leveled up since then.
You should be happy that Iwobi scored today, because now he's not going to score fucking Saturday.
Bro, but this was pissed off on a Wolby back in the day, bro. He never a random brace against Brighton. We absolutely needed it. He never did this shit for Arsenal, like at times, but I don't know. Anyway.
All the Arsenal boys facing, Arsenal again. Smith Rowe's first time facing Arsenal since his
I fear that more than anything else.
Yeah, coming off the Brighton win at Craven Cottage as well. I'm still picking Arsenal to win this game. Don't get it twisted.
I will say, I hope. Actually, this is kind of the one time I am rooting for Arsenal, because if you look at the table, literally, if United win this week and Fulham lose and Spurs lose, we're in 6th place.
You're top 6 again, yeah.
You're top 6.
So
that's how crazy it is.
That's how crazy the tight the table is, bro. But look how they were. I think they started the game in 10th against Brighton today. Fulham. They started the game in 10th and jumped to 6th with a single win. So very, very tight in the table. But in this game, bro, I don't know what version of Raul Jimenez we're gonna get. I don't know.
Well, you don't even know if you get Raul or Rodriguez, Muniz.
Yeah, I mean, I would bank on Jimenez just for this game to challenge Saliba and Gabriel, but and he'll be difficult, bro. Like Raul's a wild card in my opinion. Like,
is Gabriel gonna be fit for this game?
What's that?
Is he gonna be fit, Gabriel, for this game?
I would like to think so. I feel like Arteta, for the first time, is understanding that he has to rotate their away too many games. And as much as he probably would have liked to play Gabriel against United, I think he realized that the Fulham game away is a bigger moment for us.
That's a little bit more. I feel like it's a little bit more of a physical game than United game.
It will be. It will be. I think he felt like maybe with the United game, he didn't know what he was going to get, and it's too much of a risk, I think. So I hope we get him back. If we don't, I expect either him or Calafiori to be back, one of the two. I don't think we go with Zinchenko again, if I'm being fucking frank.
He's so bad. Oh my god,
he's a terrible defender. I think going forward, he offers us a lot. I think it's just.
And I'm actually really another thing I meant to say was I was really upset that we literally challenged, like, once the mod got on, he challenged him once, got him on a yellow, and we never got him the ball again to challenge him again. That's the one thing that we really fucked up doing.
Yeah. In all honesty, bro, like he's been exposed quite a few times. So, like, defensively, in this kind of game where I know Silva will set them up in a way where they can break and expose us. I can't trust Zinchenko back there. I think it has to be Calafiori.
I think the biggest thing for go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say I think the biggest thing for Fulham is that Reece Nelson, who's been starting for them the past few games, he's of course loan banned for this game, which means that my boy Adama is gonna start. And y'all know Adama, that baby oil, he'd be cooking down that wing. So he can't score to save his life, but he can create, he can cause some danger. So whoever's the left back for Arsenal,
Yes, our revenge
I think it
game,
has to be Calafiori, bro. Like that, or like you move Timber to left back and you put Party on the right.
whoever is gonna have a difficult night.
It's Timber. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm sorry. Like Adama's great. Adama's great, but Timber's amazing in my opinion.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Adama's cooking no matter what. I'm saying that he will cause problems, and the defender will have to be on his day. If Timber, does his job, I'm sure he can, control him, no problem. But Adama's that kind of winger where he's not only unpredictable, but he can be effective out of nowhere. His game plan is always the same, but he might score a banger out of nowhere where he has like his finishing is woeful. He might, triple nutmeg someone, and he has that ability in him to do that. Is what I'm trying to say. So it might pop up at the one time this season in this game, and that's what I think. Yeah,
it's also just pretty exhausting guarding him. Like imagine just like for 45 minutes, just like going toe to toe with Adama if they have the ball, and it's just like that's just physically exhausting.
It is. And on the other side, keep in mind, right, where Timber probably will play, he'll have to deal with whoever's going to be the winger outside of Reece Nelson, and then the overlapping runs of Anthony Robinson. And that's going to be its own challenge to deal with. And I think, you look at who's going to, Saka's going to have to track back a lot, like in order to help Timber out. I think there's no way around that. So Fulham will cause problems if the crowd gets into it early. That's something else to look out for with Craven Cottage. It does become its fortress in its own little way. But I still think that considering last season, considering the hurdles we created for ourselves in the title run-in, I think we have to make it a point with a chip on our shoulder to win this game away. So obviously I'm backing the Arsenal, but couldn't even tell you where the score is probably going to be. I mean, this could be KG 2-1, 1-0. Kind of depends.
Well, this is the question I wanted to ask you that in the group chat that I said.
Yeah.
What do you think happens, or what happens in your opinion, if you guys don't even fit, or if you guys finish like fourth? Let's say Liverpool wins the Premier League, City and Chelsea finish above you. What does that mean? So what does that mean to you? Like that means you regressed at these last 2 years. Because right now, it looks to be like you guys this will be probably the top four. It looks like it right now. So what does that mean?
In the scenario that we only finish top four, is that what you're saying?
To add to that, you don't win the FA Cup and you don't win the Champions League. You just finished fourth.
Yeah, I hear you. So trophy list and just top four. So if that were to happen, context is super important. I always say that. Like, I don't believe in absolutes. I don't think it's like, okay, we regressed on paper only, so let's get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't, and I also don't know if there's anyone out there who can do what he cannot do with this squad. That's another thing, right? Is like, what are the alternatives to Arteta? I don't know if there's anyone at his level at the moment. But if that were to if someone were to become available that I feel is a better manager than Arteta, 100%, I would entertain that all day. Results have to be there. But context is super important, bro. It would depend on what moved us now from third to fourth. What is it? Chelsea just becoming a crazy contender in the title race? Is it City getting their mojo back and they become another force to be reckoned with? There's so much that's left out of there, but I wouldn't be in favor of changing anything in a major way. To be honest, we go again next season. This team's young. We're one of the youngest teams in the Premier League, so it's not like he has to win now because he's been on this path for a while. But it's not like this team absolutely demands that you win now for outside circumstances. Like this is one of the youngest teams in the league, bro. We can keep going. Let's go again. That's literally how I look at it. And even the same thing with how we're playing now. People are like, they're going backwards because they're corner kick FC now. I don't believe that. I think if you watch Arsenal for a long time, you've realized that this is how teams beat us. They beat us because we only want to play expansive football and we get countered on all the time. We can't ever approach games pragmatically and adjust ourselves to the situation. That was always the criticism from the last 4 years of the Wenger era to where we are now. And now that Arteta's going in a different direction and choosing to win games in manners that we were beaten, I think that's evolution. I think he's actually expanding the manner in which we can win games. there isn't any one way to win. There's any one way to play a team. And what was crazy to me about this whole last week was that the United fans who are so loud about this, right? Not you, Max. You didn't mention anything about this, but for those who are on the timeline, bro, you're just discrediting your reason for a treble. You're treble winners because you got 2 goals on corner kicks in a final when you weren't the better team in the final. Like that's the crazy part about it, right? It's like set pieces can and do win you important games. It is good to be good at it. It's nice to be good at them, and no one should discount them. That's what I thought what was crazy about all this discourse. But
I'll say this real quick. I think a little cheeky predictions. I feel like Arsenal's quarter kick routine now is going to go a bit downhill. I think like now that everyone's well and truly caught on to it, it's always been like there for sure. Even against them when they scored the 1-0 against Spurs, people have always mentioned it. But now since it happened against United, there's real uproar. So I feel like now, not that Arsenal are going to stop doing it, but I feel like teams now will be able to nullify it a bit better. Because now if we support now, everyone's
they should be copying us every day of the fucking week. Like everybody should.
I think it's like as an outsider looking in, I can see how Arsenal score from these corners, and it's so easy to prevent them. But the issue is that every single team against Arsenal, when they've scored corner kicks this season against them, they just don't mark. Look at Maguire on the first goal. He just stands there like this, and the ball is going over, and he's still.
I saw that clip. Yeah,
he's just marking
is the single dumbest thing in.
I agree, and all they got to show Snyder to do that a lot, and that's why United back in like COVID.
It's just so easy to beat. It's so easy to beat. Yeah. It's so easy to beat. If you're physical and fast,
you're attacking a ball and you lose out.
But even then, I do think it's also. The service is fucking impeccable. Like I'll say that with Declan and Saka. Like holy shit, man! It's I feel like I'm watching Becks out there.
Yeah, the thing about your corner kicks is like the service is just like the most important part, and Rice and Saka are always damn near like perfect in doing it every single time. So that's like
the majority of the time they're not even aiming. They're just putting the ball into a certain area. And then I feel like the defenders, like the Arsenal attackers, should I say, on the set piece, make the ball look better in the sense that I don't think it's like prime bend it like Beckham or Buraka's kind of delivery. I think they just put it into like they kind of have like a circle to aim for and just put it somewhere there, and then the other defenders kind of like make do of it, make good of it, and then they get the placement. I don't think it's like.
I think it's a good mix of both. Honestly, I do. I think it's like the one that Party missed in the first 3 minutes. That was a perfect fucking ball. Well, granted, that wasn't a corner kick. It was like or was it a corner? I think it was the first corner that went through. Yeah, he just missed it and hit his shoulder because he closed his eyes. Anyway,
I was watching the Madrid game.
Yeah, the hate watch. But like, it's just like again, it's a mix of two. You're right. The attackers in those scenarios, they make it look like it's a fantastic ball, but I do think that their service is also pretty damn good. So yeah,
I'd say they're more accurate than they're all good. I wouldn't say like they're truly fantastic, but they're very, very accurate, and that's why they end up getting the end product.
But I think this should be a sign, a signal to everybody in the league, bro. Take your set piece opportunities fucking seriously.
I think it's all going to be nullified from this point on.
I don't believe that, but I'll believe it when I start seeing it. I'm not going to make any bold predictions. Like at the end of the day, like Arsenal's kept this going for this long for a reason. I'm just going to assume that we're going to keep this train rolling. But either way, not at this rate. I don't think we're going to get a couple corner kick goals every game, but I do think they'll continue to be an important part of our season. All right, guys. So everybody's in the Arsenal bucket. I know we didn't hear much from Austin on that one, but are we all in the Arsenal bucket?
I'm going to go Arsenal.
Okay. All right. 4 Arsenals, no Fulhams, no draws. All right. Leicester City, Austin, let's talk about it, bro. We just, first off, we just saw the Brighton, Fulham game, right? That was literally today, the loss. Is it going to be 2 in a row, Austin?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, part of me is like happy because I'm like, oh, they lost. Like, we could win this game. And then I'm like, well, I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row.
But they're both away games.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, it is at home. I think we at least our attack looked a lot better under Rude. Our defense is still. It still worries me. We put Ndidi and Sumare to kind of help with that, and I assume we're going to do a lot of the same.
Dude, Ndidi was doing God's work, by the way. Bro. Yeah, he was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's still like top 10 in the league in assists, which is weird. But I don't think Vards is going to play. Well, he might, but it might only be a little bit. I think we're going to see Daka just because Vardy's 36.
He's all right.
He might
Three
he might
Red
be all
Bulls.
right.
He's good, bro. Three Red Bulls.
He
He's
can
alright.
do
He's locked in.
whatever he wants. So, like, if he wants to play till he's 45, it's fine. Like, he can do whatever he wants. He kind of has that path. But I mean, we got
bro,
a
what
shot.
happened to Patson Daka? Like, remember when that name was like an exciting name and like no one
Yeah,
talked
it
about
was.
that
I mean, we
anymore?
were so excited. Then he got hurt. Like, as soon as he came in, almost like Kelechi when Kelechi came in. Like, immediately got hurt and just kind of fell by the wayside. I just think Prim was too much for him, just physicality. But I mean, maybe he had a run last year. Like, during this time, he had like 5 goals in 3 games. Or like, oh, maybe he's here. So maybe this is a good run for him. I think we need. I don't know who we're going to play in the left wing. Probably not McAteer. I would hope not. But we got a chance to win. I'm going to back us to win just because it's us and we're at home and new manager bounce. And hopefully Brighton shows up like they did against Fulham.
Is that what you think? Do you think the root effect was that 3-1?
I think a little bit, and I think it was also West. I think it was a lot of a perfect storm, being at home,
bro. Jesus.
West Ham being West Ham, new manager. I think so. It was a little bit of a perfect storm, but it's always nice having short weeks and still being at home. And we're gonna have 2 more days rest, even though I don't think it fully matters, but we're gonna have 2 more days rest in Brighton. So.
Bro, remember when I said West Ham was like the most exciting team in the league based off of what the moves they made? I feel like that was such a long time ago.
The two teams we picked to be really good were West Ham and Palace, and they're like 17.
And my Palace player on Chattery Riyadh, and he's been out for the whole season. So
Stop! That Chattery Riyadh argument's not fucking saving you, bro. Stop. We're not doing that. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nah, he is. Am I wrong? He's been injured the whole season.
Oh man!
When he gets back in the new year and the Chris Palace, move up the 10th place. Watch the space.
There will be goals in this.
Watch this.
There will be goals in this
game. Well, y'all are not hearing the end of it.
No, we usually we don't hear the end of it anyway. But I mean,
true.
at the end of the day,
right. So it's just this guy.
Yeah, no.
There's going to be goals in this game. Both of these teams haven't had like clean sheets in like 7 or 8 games. So
yeah,
there's
definitely going to be goals. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you guys get beat, but I think this smells like a draw to me. I feel like you guys will show up playing courageous football. That's the best way to describe. I think what I saw against West Ham is West Ham was not great. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like even watching Bowen play, he was so frustrated for so much of the second half. But I just feel like new manager bounce, good game to build some momentum off of as a springboard. And you now get to go up a team who just lost away to Fulham, and they lost in a manner in which I think you guys can maybe also kind of create some of the same end result. They had twice as many shots as Fulham, twice as much XG, controlled a lot of the game, and just couldn't get the goals that mattered. So I'm going to say draw. I'm going to say 1-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester win.
I'm going to back Brighton only because every time I go against them, they screwed me over. So I just feel like we talked. I think Austin made a great point in his first point, saying that the manager belts and everything's kind of already happened, and now it's really about not talent, but how the game actually flows. And I feel like Brian hopefully will have a point to prove.
You do have a point to prove because they fucked me over last week, and I told you guys. This Brighton team is so unpredictable. I'm in Newcastle. I said the same thing about Newcastle last week. Yeah, they've been losing games at home, and here comes Liverpool, and all of a sudden now they want to. Isak wants to score one of the greatest goals we've ever seen. Like,
bro,
come on,
fantastic goal, man.
Come on, man. Like make it make sense. So.
Okay, so you're against Brighton this week. You're going to Leicester.
Nah, I don't want. I want to back my boy Rude, but I don't know, man.
Then just go draw. That's what I did, bro. You're good.
Yeah, so it looks like.
I know we said trying to lay off the draws, but I see this one being a draw.
It's hard saying a draw because this is gonna be a goal fest. Like I can't see like a 2-2 draw. So like.
Incoming 2-2 draw.
I know, bro. Man.
I know, right? Incoming 2-2 draw. I'm seeing the odds on that just in case.
Hoppin, so you think it's gonna be?
Hoppin, you go back to your point.
Yeah, get your pick because we didn't hear that last part.
I was saying Brighton because every time first I go against them, they always win. But also, I feel like Austin made a really good point in his first spiel, saying that the manager best is kind of already happened back-to-back games of the King Power. Can they keep the momentum against composite one on their side? West Ham, of course, are shite as they have been this season, where Brighton have been really good. So I feel like a draw is not a terrible shout, but I'm just gonna back Brighton just because every time I say draw or Leicester win, they always do me dirty. So
All right,
yeah.
Brighton. We got a Brighton, a Leicester, a draw, and Max.
I'll back Leicester.
All right.
We'll have a
So
winner.
yes, somebody's gonna win this one for sure. It's kind of crazy now. Like I don't know why, but I'm sticking with draw. I was thinking Leicester maybe 2 with Rude, but it's fine. The West Ham game's fucking with me, guys. Fucking with me. All right. Last but not least, I think it's the game of the weekend. I'm hoping that we don't get like a boring ass game, a stale game by any means. But we got Spurs hosting Chelsea. Bro, this is the most up and down team in the Premier League. I don't care what anybody says. Spurs are it. Like they've seen the lowest of the low and the highest of the high. Beating City 4-0, losing to Bournemouth 1-0, losing to Ipswich. Like fucking hell, man. But either way, top 10 in the league. So I guess that's something for Spurs. Going up against, dude, a Chelsea team that had to deal with a red carded, a shorthanded Southampton, and absolutely smacked the shit out of them 5-1. So big win. They're in second place solely now, right? And title contenders, truly, right? Chelsea, they legitimately are now.
On paper, yeah, but they're just finished. They're still in top row race. I don't think they're anywhere near going to win the league.
I mean, we're close to halfway through the season, though.
Yeah, but they just, like I said, a lot of the season, they do well against everyone outside the top 8, which, again, fair enough to them. And that's where they get a majority of their points. When they face those top 8s, they draw, they lose. So I don't think they're consistent enough against all teams to really put themselves in the title charge. I think right now it's just because, Arsenal dropped a few points, City had them well, Liverpool just did. So they're kind of looking nice. I still think they're a top 4 race. I remember I crucified Chelsea at the beginning of the year. Like I thought they're going to finish like 7 or 8. So I think they're already exceeding expectations, and that's how well they're doing against those lower opposition sides or those good teams like Villa, Newcastle at home. But I think long term, probably when we hit past the new year, they won't be in it unless everyone else around them massively drop off.
Yeah,
but like you said, on paper, they technically are for sure.
Okay. All right, that's fair enough. And I think speaking of that, right? Like teams where they, of a team who tends to ghost when they go up against a top 6, top 8 side, Palmer has to show up in this one. Absolutely has to show up.
Bro,
I think
I'm sitting here thinking like what to go with. Like you have a Spurs team, like you mentioned, is up and down. They tend to only perform against the big teams. Their 2 only away wins this season are against both Manchester teams. But then they go and lose to Ipswich. That Ipswich would be ingrained in my head for the rest of the year.
Bro, it's crazy. It's
then
insane.
You have Chelsea, who perform against every team that's pretty much crap or mid, and against the decent teams, they don't perform well. But then you do count Spurs as a decent team. It's at Spurs as well. The atmosphere's going to be huge. Spurs hate Chelsea. Chelsea hate Spurs. Like, draw sounds so boring. I feel like there's going to be a win in this game, but it's so hard to pick. I don't know what Spurs is going to show up. I don't know if Cole Palmer is going to show up for Chelsea as well. Like you do mention, it's a fact. He just ghosts in every single Big 6 game consistently, apart from the City game 4-4 where he scored a penalty, but that's against his former team, so maybe a bit of a narrative there. Like, I think this is one of the most unpredictable games that we've discussed this season.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the draw, guys. I can't lie. I think it's going to be 2-2.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah, I just
no matter who everyone picks, it's there's always a positive point.
I literally hate both teams, so I can't there's nothing I can really say about. I mean, Spurs, of course. I don't think I can even pick Spurs to win a game, but it's not even just putting that aside, the bias aside. I'm right there with you. I don't know what to pick. I think both teams will score. I don't know if Palmer's going to have maybe the best game. Will Sonny have the best game? I couldn't tell you who's going to take this game over from an individual player's perspective, but I do feel like there will be goals, and I don't see Spurs winning against second place Chelsea. So I think draw.
I'm going to go with Chelsea. They're hot, kind of just like Liverpool. Ben Foster's in goal.
Hey, man.
And against a very informed freaking trio of attackers, man. Just I don't know. I feel like Chelsea right now is just
keep in mind
playing well.
Spurs haven't won since they beat City, right? So they've played 3 games since then, and they have 2 draws and an L.
Injuries are killing Spurs right now. I mean, they got
and a suspension.
Suspensions.
Yeah, Romero, Van de Ven. I think they're coming back soon, but I don't think they're coming back for this game. But
yeah, I don't think so.
They're just decimated. Chelsea's having a really good run. Enzo's gonna really love playing against Tottenham. Tottenham do play the style of football. I think you can beat Enzo's system where you're attacking and going at them. I think that's how you beat. But Enzo's got the players that he didn't have with us to really take it to other teams that do go after him. So I think Chelsea will win.
Yeah. Keep in mind too. I might be. I don't know, bro. I might be. Who knows? Flipping on. I don't want to pick Chelsea, bro. I'll stick with the draw. Davies, who has slotted in for Van de Ven in that spot, picked up a knock today against Bournemouth. So when he did, they subbed Pedro Porro in to play in that slot.
Is that center back?
Yeah, Udogie to his left, Archie Gray on the far
by
right.
a million.
Yeah, I was gonna pack Chelsea as well, mainly because that even at Chelsea's worst and at their best, they tend to cook Spurs every single time. I remember Spurs, their one like big win against Chelsea was when they cooked them, I think 2-0, 3-0 Stamford Bridge with Dele Alli and Harry Kane, like in 2017-18. Apart from that, I never see Spurs beat Chelsea. Spurs tend to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal in the derby, but against Chelsea in the derby, they tend to always fold. And with Chelsea being on, I think I will say this, it might be a bit of a hot take. I think if both teams come at the peak of their powers, I think Spurs win this game. I think because with the whole atmosphere behind them as well, they would be riled up and get enough out of it. But they're on a poor form. They're a bit injury hit, like Austin mentioned, where Chelsea are flying and they have their team fully fit as well. And I think the Chelsea fans are going to be demanding a result in this game because it's a derby, because they have not won a Big Six game in quite some time either, especially this season. So I think a draw, like I mentioned, is a good shout. But I feel like in a derby like this, I think someone's going to come out the winners. So that's why I'm going to go with Chelsea.
So 3 Chelsea. Austin, you're there too?
Yeah, I'm there too.
Right.
Spurs did beat Chelsea 2 years ago in 22-23.
Was that at home or away?
Looks like at home.
Yeah, Harry Kane probably. They're not
Yeah.
Harry Kane anymore.
Always skip.
You got to take over or no? Dominic Solanke.
And didn't Chelsea beat them 4-1 last year at home as well? That in that crazy game
Yeah.
where like there's like 2 red cards or something like that.
4-1 at Spurs.
Yeah, so they'll probably do it again.
It's just crazy, bro. Solanke played against his old side today against Bournemouth and did absolutely nothing. Like absolutely nothing.
Told you,
Played
man.
all 90 minutes. And
Nico Jackson hat trick last season.
Told you, man. I've heard nothing from Solanke this season or Dovbyk or any of those overrated strikers that went for like 50 million plus this past summer.
yeah, it's tough, man. Who knows? Maybe he shows up against Chelsea to rectify himself a little bit, because at the end of the day, that performance was absolutely shambolic. Okay, but I'm gonna take draw. So nobody has Spurs winning. Surprise, surprise. But if they draw, man, it might save my week. We'll find out. But all right, man, that's it. Those are our predictions for game week 15. If you haven't done so already, do me a favor, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel. Again, guys, weekly Premier League content here on Goals TV. We hold everybody accountable. All picks are accounted for at the end of the day. So ride the ride with us. We'll keep doing this all season long. All right. For everybody here at Yanks of the Roundtable, my name's Jose. That's Austin. That's Hafid. That's Max. Catch you guys next time.